Hey, welcome to Radio Jonesy's first official live in 2026. And how good is it to be here again? How good is it to see this cooler weather? We've had a heat wave here in Tasmania. It is we're on a heat wave warning from the Weather Bureau. And let me just check a few settings. How's the audio out there? Johnny, I see you. Oh, I know, I've got to fix that. Now, does that sound any better? Or is it the same? And it's 35 Fahrenheit here. It's heat wave. It's raining in January. Okay, sounds the same. All right, thank you. Let me just try this little trick here. Not that trick. I'm using StreamYard again for some strange reason. Just trying it out. Hey, welcome in. Good to see everybody. And look at that chair, Shawnee. Look at that chair. It has a vibrating back piece. Oh man, yes, I gotta sit back more, but I'm gonna get closer. And let me see this. Okay, that seems a bit. Okay, here we go. Not completely set up properly. Yeah, but yeah, I'm in a different spot, and look who's here. One of the biggest celebrities on YouTube, Simply Jan Homestead. Good to see you, Jan. Good to see you out and about, hanging out with my mate Jerry. Yeah, I'm in a different room. If you haven't already guessed, I do have my little sidekick. Do some reaching. And let me have a look here with the cameras. Oh. There is Charlie Boy relaxing downstairs in the studio down here. It is yes, so someone's been doing the vacuuming today. I look good in an apron, let me just tell you that. And what else we got down here? Lots of stuff to play with. And then we got the view out the front. We've got just a few little musical pleasures, and as you can see, the shelves behind me haven't been filled up with my little trinkets and trophies. But yeah, let's. Oh man, it is a nice view. It's actually open up the window too, actually, so we can get some salt air. Oh, here we go. That's better. Getting a nice little breeze now coming through the studio. I've got to fix my StreamYard. Why have I set up this way, Shawnee? All right, let's. Hey, Peaches, good to see you and welcome in. Monetization tick. Not quite yet, Shawnee, but we'll think. Look at this. Talk about on the go. I'll tell you what. It's with friends like Shawnee, you're definitely winning for sure. Um, yeah, I've moved into this studio. We've done a bit of renovating since the sad passing of their beloved cat that used to, believe it or not, this used to be the cat's bedroom. He had his own little room downstairs, and sadly, we lost him just before Christmas. He succumbed to some cancers, and yeah, he's got a lovely spot out the back. Actually, there'll be a video, part of my gardening channel, Outback Tasmania. You'll see what we've done there. It's quite nice. All right, Shawnee, I'm just I still need to buy my second monitor. I'll tell you what, cleansing of the how do you say it? Cleansing of of your gear, your downsizing, you've got so much either good stuff or junk. You got to try to work out if you've used it in the last yeah 5 years or so. If you haven't used it, there's no point having it. Oh, excuse me, and I've still. All right, there we go, Shawnee. I have still got that nasty little lurgy, and hopefully there's a new microphone that's been ordered. We'll be able to hear more of the ships and the trains and everything else from this location here. But yeah, all right. Let me just run down the chat. Looking for something to do. Okay, Shawnee. While we've got that lovely picture of Shawnee there, I'm in StreamYard again. I need to go to settings. Avatars, layouts, not layouts, recordings, audio, visual effects. No, just I don't know why I go on with StreamYard now. I've just got used to using the other one, EV Mux. Live with Radio Jonesy. Welcome to 2026, and hope everyone's had a. If you've seen on Tasmania Island Live the fireworks at New Year's Eve, that was sitting right here. I was watching it from this little spot right here. 35 Fahrenheit. Yeah, we're getting. Actually, we had a stinker of a day yesterday. Absolutely red hot. It's good. We've got this bit of a cool change coming through, and then the weather warms up again. Okay, sounds the same. Does it sound good or does it sound bad? It sounds. If I go to settings, StreamYard is a little bit funny with the audio these days. Now, does that sound any better? Reduces background noise. Okay. There we go. Now I've mirrored the camera, so that's the view. The view. All right. So we're looking at Emu Bay there, where the ridgeline goes in and around the beach. And you'll see like a little in that bay there. Oh, there's a nice bird flying over. And in the bay there, you'll see like a black sort of jetty. Well, that's actually a road. That's for the boat ramps. And yeah, it's How's the chair? Show me the chair. Yep. How does it feel? Actually, it's a lot better being downstairs than being outside. And I get the little fella, he's sitting at my feet right now. He gets to run of the whole house now instead of, he was sort of barred from coming down and upsetting the cat. But now he loves coming down here. It's a lot cooler down the bottom than it is up the top. And yeah, welcome in, Jan. Great to see you. And thank you, Shawnee and Jan, for being wonderful members of the channel. Absolutely appreciate you more than you know. A lot of white, okay. Peaches, good to see you. I'm glad to see you, and thanks for popping in. Charlie is loving life. Let me say, we've had a house full of people. He's had visitors. He's had young children to play with. He's had older children to play with. He's been to the beach a number of times. He's been to the garbage dump with me. The tip, I've done a lot of rubbish to the dump, and he loved. He absolutely, the smells of that place. He's never smelt so many smells, which you could imagine what a dump would be like. New computer yet? It is a negative. No, we've bought new furniture. Maybe the plan is for a computer for editing and try to keep this one for streaming. The good news is that I haven't used a Wi-Fi extender or anything, but I am sort of directly below where our modem is. It's sort of basically above the roof here. And if I shouldn't, let me. What I should have done was something different, but I'll try that later. Yeah, but what we should have done is, the modems are in the room upstairs there. And down here, I've got a bit of a lounge room here, another room there, then the staircase. I've got lots of areas down here to keep all my toys. Well, let me just say I'm probably the last one there, and thank you for your concern. I have never been that sick in a number of years. It really knocked me around. It was horrendous, and right now I'm still having sinus issues, but apart from that, I'm feeling better. And I tell you, I got motivated extremely yesterday by this lovely gentleman. I was out and about, and I met this old bloke, and he was doing his yard. He needed a hand, and I said, "Yeah, mate, I can give you a hand." And I was helping him out, and then these other two elderly people come out of the house too, and I thought they must have been his brothers and sisters or family members, and they were his children actually, and they said, "Geez, he's keen on the lawn mowing and driving the trailer and doing all this," and he was up in a cherry picker, and he was just go go go. I found out he was 94 years old, and he said, "Son, once you stop, you're dead. Keep moving." And he really motivated me to to kick on what I've started last year. But the illness definitely slowed me up a bit. Thanks, Jan. It is a lovely view to at around 5 p.m. my time and 6 a.m. There's a little ship out there that comes and goes with the freight. That's good to see. It's like a slow dance, the way it reverses in and pirouettes, and so I'll try to do some morning shows. Yeah, and it is a lovely community here as well. So everyone's saying hi. On this channel, I think you just type radio, and I think your channel maybe should drop. And I think we can do the weather as well. Weather and the postcode. I think all that stuff works. Is it this channel or is it? Oh, it could be on tour with Radio Jonesy. Oh, I might be giving you a bumps, dear. I've got to look into that and make sure all that's up to date. I've been decluttering on a mission all winter. It feels so good to get rid of junk. It does. Definitely, it does. Like I donated a lot of stuff to Goodwill, um, and also just like underneath the house, there's another floor underneath the house, and I'm renovating a room down there, like the den or the man cave. It's a real cave actually. Um, it's got a dirt floor which I've put down now some like underlay and some old carpet over the top, and um, got some shelves in and I got a few tools down there. That's another sort of job I've been playing with while I could. Yeah, it's fantastic to see. You know what? I am positive I've seen some of my old shirts walking around town because I donated a whole wardrobe of stuff. And I'm driving around and I see a few band shirts and I go, yeah, that's got to be my shirt. Yeah, decluttering. Yeah, Emu Bay. That's what that's called. It is called that because there used to be hundreds and hundreds of emus around the bay there, and now there is none. The That bay there from the head of the peninsula there, where the ridge line is, around the bay towards the big stockpile. If you see in the middle there's like a yellow, sandy looking stuff. Well, that's actually wood chips that have been trees that have been turned into wood chips that will go to Asia and turn into trees. Here's another wonderful member of the channel, Tim Mitchell. Fantastic to see you, and g'day, my friend. Yeah, I do like to drive around videos myself. The trouble I've had recently is that the bugs have been that bad, smashing into the screen and my windscreen. And then I did get a rock right in the middle where the camera looks straight out. There's like a glass chip. There's no way of that's been looked at and tried to repair, but the only way to get rid of it now is to replace the whole windscreen, or which is around $500, or move to a secondary camera holder, which is what I've ordered. So, and surprisingly, that channel goes really well. Oh, you'll still see the flowers. I'm still going to get back into my routine of with the 4 channels that I'm doing. There should be a video out every day on one of them channels. So of the 4 channels, there'll be gardening channels. You get them on Radio Jonesy. But look, Shawnee, look at this, Shawnee. I'll just show you. Over there, we've got the pink rose bush just next to that wall there, and then in the 2 pots, in those 2 pots are hydrangeas starting to flower. You can see a little bit of rain coming down too. As you can tell, we need it looking at that grass. But Shawnee, don't, alas, no more. Along the red bark there, you will find a whole new garden getting done. And down the bottom, you'll see the blue flowers next to the black car. They're the agapanthus coming up, as well as the white ones. And also next to the wall, that's the front of the house, there is also some flowers. There's some azaleas. So there will be gardens to look at, Shawnee, and you know what I'm like. I want to make it look good. Okay, I'm gonna miss. So I'm up to here. Where look at that raindrop. Where there emus on that bay? Yes. So Tasmania had thousands and thousands of emus, and when the island got settled in the early 1800s, uh, apart from the local Aboriginals who were hunting them down for food, a lot of like picture this: the whole island was a penal colony, right? So you come down here, you were in trouble for something. If you behaved yourself, they gave you land, and you were able to go out on that land and you fend for yourself, and yeah, so a lot of the emus were basically um, exterminated, to be honest. But that bay there, Emu Bay, like even in the early 1900s, they were running around on the sand. There's pictures of them back in the day, and I'm happy Tim's made it too. Let me just do this. Actually, let me do this. This button. Oh man, there's an invitation for a couple of regulars if you would like to pop up for a quick chat. That would be great. Hey, Robin Garden, good to see you. Hello, and Chicagoland is rainy. Yeah, we got a bit of rain. It's raining towards the house, which it means it's coming from the east. Usually, it doesn't come this way. The weather pattern's a little bit different. Usually, the rain comes from behind the house, and the front windows never get a wash, to be honest. And with any luck today, they'll get a good smashing. And I'll just flick that back to. Yeah, welcome back to this ugly mug. And yes. So yes, as usual, I'm about 10 minutes behind in the chat. Everyone's saying hi to everyone. Hey, big wave fella. Fella. Why do I say fella? Good to see you. Welcome in. Big wave fla 161. That is a nice fish you're hanging on to there. Or is that a shark? Looks like well, as I said, I'm waiting for my new eyes to be finished so I can go down and pick them up. Getting new glasses, which is a nice change. Haven't had new glasses for a very long time. Yes. How many pounds did I lose? How many pounds are in about 11 kilos, Shawnee? That's how many I've lost. Mullen tea. Moulin tea. The doctor. I went to the doctor's yesterday, and you know what he told me to do. He said, go down the beach every day now and go for a swim for about 10 minutes. Put your head under the water, swim around. He said that it is really good to clean out your sinuses, and that will sort of stop that dry cough. Oh yeah, tell you what, that lovely gentleman, I helped him in a number of ways, and like he just asked for help, and I can do that for you, mate, and done this, and then his family sort of turned up and said, oh, thanks for helping him, and I thought it was their like brother or sister, and his kids were like 70, and he was 94. Yeah, and they were fixing this beautiful old house. Hey, Kenneth, welcome in. Good to see you. Here we go. Nightbot. So Nightbot worked there, radio, and up pops. Well, that's great. I didn't think it did. Try the weather. Yeah, it is. Um, so true too. There's so much good going on, and he was saying things like, he went up in his own this old cherry picker, right? This old machine had it was like the base was a triangle, had one wheel at the front, and on the ends it had wheels on the ends, had one hydraulic boom. So this triangle with this arm thing that he sat in the little cage, and he hit it. He's driving around with a little like a lawnmower engine. He's driving around his yard, and I think, what's he doing with this? And next minute, now he's going up and up and up about 7 meters, and he's pruning the trees around the wire that goes in from the power pole. And there was no power at that property, so that's why he was doing it that day. Um, he said, I got to keep on top of these trees because it's a really old house and it's got these lovely old trees. He said, if I don't, um, like the government department comes out and says, we have to send somebody out to prune these trees and they're on your property, so you'll be paying the bill. And the bill is usually about $1,500. And he says, I'm not paying $1,500 for them people. I'll just climb this tree. And yeah, he bought this 1954 model cherry picker, which is still going strong. I think the motor might be a bit new. It's like a lawnmower motor. Time adds more antimicrobials, antiseptic. Oh, you gardening gurus, I tell you. Here we go. Here's Robin. And guess what? The rain's coming down now. Oh, it looks lovely. Maybe I should. If I just moved it off the glass. Let's see what this looks like. It's off the glass. But there you go. You can see the rain coming down. There is Robin's channel. So feel free to look at that lovely rain, watering the grass. We're on a bit of a drought here at the moment. Actually, there hasn't been rain for a long time. I'm hoping my backyard grass will die off up on the hill because it's about 5 foot tall. Yes. Emus, I tell you what, emus are that dumb. I worked in a mine at one part of my life. I was working in mines. Didn't know what I sold a business, and I started working in all these different jobs, and then I worked out I could make a really lot of money working in mines, so I started doing that. And I was in the outback of New South Wales, Boggabri, the place was called, and I was working in the Boggabri coal mine, and the mine had a policy because they didn't want you. The policy. This is the policy. The policy was, if an emu is following your car, you got to stop. Once you stop, the emus like have a squirrel moment, and then you can drive away, and the emu doesn't realize you're gone again. But the emus like to follow things. So imagine, say, 100 workers changing shift. So there's 100 cars leaving, 100 cars going in. And then the policy is if you drag a emu into the mine site and it gets killed, like if you the policy was designed to stop emus coming into the mine site and getting killed by trucks and other vehicles and machinery. And if you were found to your car was followed by an emu, which sounds ridiculous, but it was instant dismissal. They were happy for you to stop and sit for an hour and make sure the emu didn't follow you in. They didn't care if you were late, because there was cameras all on the road. It's not like you can't just say I'm running late, so I'm running late, and mate, the cameras were all there to see if you stopped because of. Yes, the camera holder in the car would definitely be. Pink rose bush is nice. It is absolutely flowering. Like the camera didn't do it justice. I might do an Outback Tasmania one for you, Shawnee, and show you that. Hydrangeas I love in the rain. I got 3 more hydrangeas out the back, and I've got some a bunch of other plants that need to be moved about. I was raised in a town called Worth. Wow, Worth. I went to, there is the gardening channel. Thank you, Shawnee. I went to Woolsworth today for a bit of grocery shopping first thing in the morning. That's what I do on my Fridays when I have a day off. It is Friday here. The current time is about 22 past 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've done the vacuuming, I've done the washing, I've done the grocery shopping. I fed the dog. I fed the daughter. Oh yeah, them roses smell fantastic. Go on you, Robin. Lovely people here. You cannot go wrong. And is Shawnee doing her wonderful duties. There was the link in the chat there somewhere. Here comes number 6. Is another wonderful member of the channel. It is Ace. Howdy, friends. Great to see you, Ace. Hope everything's going well. You get some sleep, my dear. And thank you for popping in. Much appreciated, Jen. And thank you again for being a member of the channel. And how long ago was that? 15. That was about 7 minutes ago. So she's probably already asleep. And she, like I should have said this before, I hope you're feeling much better. Jan, she spent some time. Look at those Vegemite emojis. Okay, Worth is not a small town. Yes, I went to the optometrist. I went to the doctor for a few issues. I've trying to get the old body tuned up. Well, there you go, Shawnee. That's what getting sick does to you. It's about 11 kilos. And let me say, I could lose another 11 and you still wouldn't tell, I don't think. Good night, Jan. Crazy Life Homestead, welcome in, and hello to you too. Oh man, I'm just what I got to do? I got to do something a bit different here. Let me do that. No, I'll just leave that alone. Yeah, I've got some LED lighting strips as well to make the room look a bit. And I'm not sure whether the drums are going to stay down here in this room with me, or they might go into another room down here. Yes, the salt water apparently is fantastic to clean out your sinuses. And that's coming from the lovely old quack or doctor. Here we go. Shawnee's said radio, and up pops your link. Oh, excuse me again. Salt water heals. Mate, amen to that. I'd say 100%. I've been drawn to it all my life. I don't know if you can hear the train. There's a train going through a few crossings down around near Emu Bay. He's tooting the horn. Here we go. Ace has come in with the weather. And the weather for what is it? Morialton. Oh, here I go again. I knew it. I'm probably about a week away from being back to normal. Conditions are showery in the vicinity with a temperature of 70 Fahrenheit, which is quite nice. 21 Celsius. The wind is blowing from the south at 10 miles an hour, and the humidity is 82%. Sounds quite nice here, Race. For winter. No, yeah. You got to put your postcode. Your postcode, Peaches. See that weather, and then it comes up. No location provided. Good old Nightbot. One of the original artificial intelligent people. Oh man, that's been going crazy. Where is that gonna stop? Tim's trying the weather. And for Hump Tulips, that can't be a town. Hump Tulips. Is that right if I say Hump Tulips? Conditions are all showers in the vicinity. 39. Ooh, 4 Celsius. And the wind is blowing at 3 miles an hour, which is pretty mild. And the humidity is 100%, so you must be getting some moisture. There you go. Did I say that correctly? Hump Tulips. Hump Tulips. Here we go. Peaches has come in. And the weather in Dallas is clear. 66 Fahrenheit, which is a lovely 19 Celsius. The wind is blowing from the south-southwest at 6 miles an hour and 40% humidity. Sounds good. And there you go. Peaches has put radio in, and what do you know? Down comes the drop. Oh, I heard a pop. I've heard a pop. And it is mid to late summer there. This is the best time of year in Tasmania right now. January has always been the warmest, and December you're sort of still disappointed because summer's officially hit and it's still cool. And look who I found down in the basement, inviting to the stage this wonderful moderator and member of the channel, Shawnee Graves.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, how are you? Good to see you.
Well, now somebody's door is opening. Oh, jeez. I'll be right back.
You're right. No problems. And yeah, it's January is definitely the January and February. If you're ever coming to Tasmania, is the time to come. If you're coming from for the warmer weather, even in the snow, like it even snowed the other day in in the mountain regions, which is about an hour and a half drive away. You could have got snow in the middle of. There's Ace's channel. Good on you, Ace. So the beauty of Tasmania is that you can get any sort of weather, nearly any time of the year. When it cools down a bit, I've been educated by people who actually live in cold weather that we're not really cold, we're just cool. Ooh, 61. It is a Damoose, another wonderful member of the channel. Good to see you, Damoose. Welcome in, and hope your Christmas and New Year's gone well for you, my friend. Damoose. Yes, I might try the. Sure about that camera angle. I might try a different angle next time I do the live. I can't. I tried to move the camera that we're using now, and it would not reach. But looks like on a positive front, the rain has stopped. There we go. It's a little bit overcast, a little bit. Beautiful breeze coming through the window here, but absolutely lovely. Little Charlie's curled up in a ball right at my feet. Yeah. I was hoping to show some sunrises and sunsets and a few other things, but at the moment we're a bit today anyway. We're a bit cloudy. And how is the life as you learn as you grow, Miss Shawnee?
Well, there is a lot of things happening on the channel that I could go over quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
We did a gardening trends that actually matter here in 2026. You got to hit that video. We had a fantastic educational live stream about garden planners and journals. I showed
Yep.
what systems I use. For example, there is a video coming out tomorrow that is a book review for January. We did Plant to Plate by Gaz Oakley. If you are a member, you already have access to this video and a extra special printable just for you. If you want to be a member, it is only $1 over at Shawnee Grows. We also have some exciting things we've been working on. Yes, sprinkle the magic sounds. So we're working on a segment called Roots and Rambles with Robin Gardens. So
Wow.
we are going to have a show about busting garden myths, and we're going to get to the root of it and ramble about it. So that'll be coming up. So make sure you are subscribed.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we can get into all kinds of topics. And then there is a channel called The Urban Gardener, they are going to start having a Monday night show called The Green Room, and myself and Robin Gardens are going to be on the very first episode talking about things and making another announcement. So there's just been a lot of
Yeah,
work behind the scenes.
it's all going on.
hmm Our weather's been weird, and I'm trying to keep on top of narrowing down the master seed crop list, narrowing down what do I still need to order, narrowing down where is it going to go, when do I need to start it. It's planning go time over here for Zone 5A.
You are such a inspiring horticulturalist. I don't know. What do you say? A gardener, anyway. But you just don't stop.
Yeah, I like watching gardening. Like there was a seed, what was it called? Seed and catalogs presentation that was at my local library that I couldn't attend in person because I am a stay-at-home mom of 3 that I homeschool. So I wasn't able to fit that in. Well, they recorded it, so I was able to watch it. I was trying to catch up with that, and then I saw you went live, and this is more fun. So here we
Oh,
are.
thank you. That's
Yeah.
very nice. That's very nice of you. I was I was doing the domestic chores. I thought, you know what, if no one goes live this afternoon, I might have a look. And then I asked my little roommate down here. I said, "We want to go downstairs, Charlie," and he just mate, he loves coming down here. I don't know why. Well, I'm pretty sure he used to come down here because he wanted to find the cat, and now the cat's not here, unfortunately. And he all I have to do now is get him a little lounge seat in front of that, a booster seat in front of the window, so he can actually have a good look.
Out the window.
Oh, he loves it. But the downside with that is that if a dog walks past, he'll be yelling at the dog in a doggy sort of way. So, hey, Kyle, welcome in too. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle Vlog, good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apart from that, I've been moving the studio around. I've been taking my old studio apart. I've left my desks up there. I'm using a desk that's down here. Um, I've got an actual extra Wi-Fi spider and mesh or whatever it's called, but we're not using it here. We're using it out the back, which I should have used it in the first place. Anyway, it looks like I don't need it down here because of the. I'm guessing the Wi-Fi is coming. Like, if it can't come through walls, it's coming out of the window into this window, and we're only matter of feet away.
Are you trying?
I could get hardwired in here too, to be honest with you.
I'm changing the subject about this internet, okay?
Yep.
So, are you talking about or thinking about any new ways to prepare food or meals? Because you're talking about walking a lot. Are you sticking to a specific type of eating?
I am actually. I am eating. Now, this is a little bit controversial to certain people, especially gardeners. I am eating mainly.
Is it meat?
Mainly meat.
Yeah.
Meat, and eggs. Like, basically, in my fridge, we went shopping. We cleaned out. You know what it's like when you have Christmas and you have, like, I don't know, 20 people in your house for one day, and you have all this food and it's all prepared, and you have we had a big salad sort of spread because it's hot weather. And anyway, I opened up the fridge last night, and I went, "What's that? What? Can you smell something bad in the fridge?" And what it was the corn, not corn on the cob, but corn kernels for the salad spread in these. Like, we still got the bowls, and it is. What's the date now? It's the 8th of January, and that was for the 23rd.
That's way past the 3-day rule, Jonesy.
Yes. So everything got put into bags out of the fridge. Everything, even if the use by date was very close, it's still.
Are you composting it?
No, I'm putting it in a bag. I went to the tip, and just said, here you go, get rid of it.
Okay.
But my composting up the back, like with the gardening channel, the big bins that I turned into compost, the big 240 litre bins, and the other little bin, the one I put in the ground, that compost is nearly good to either turn
Oh, you need to take it
turn
out.
it around, turn it around or use it. It's very close. And I've got potatoes growing in paper bags out the back.
Yeah, you got them planted?
They're growing good. There's
All
green
right.
leaves everywhere. It's that Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, what he did, I'm sort of doing it without the trays. I haven't got the trays,
Okay.
but we get enough sort of cooler weather.
Weekly rain.
Well, compared to what he lives in Queensland,
Yeah.
right? He lives in very, very hot conditions. So, it'd be a smart thing to do would be to buy the trays. So that could be in the plans. So Damoose is at the moment 45 Fahrenheit, 7 Celsius, and 58%. Oh, put my glasses on. Humidity. That sounds not too cold for you, Damoose.
Welcome in South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. Carol will be live tomorrow, Friday at, I think, 10:30 Eastern.
10:30 Eastern, which would be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here.
Hump tulips. What? That was Pack. I don't know what was going on.
His town, when he put his town in, it come up.
Did it say that?
Yeah. Look, I'll show you.
When I did Nightbot the other day with somebody for weather, I typed in all kinds of Minnesota places, and it did not do the towns correctly whatsoever. I don't know what it was thinking.
Oh, excuse me again. This is one annoying dry.
What day do you pick up your new glasses?
It'll be middle of the week next week.
Okay.
So
I'm excited to see them. See what you went with for design.
I'll be looking like yes, it'll be something. I've actually got 4 glasses coming. 4.
Okay.
So 2 different styles. One, and instead of having bifocals, I'm sick of bifocals.
Okay.
I'm going for either basically it's either reading or driving glasses.
Gotcha.
So
And then sunglasses?
No. Just so I'll have a pair with me in the car. So every time I go, I've got 2 ready to go, and 2 for the house, basically.
I have an extra pair of glasses that you guys haven't seen yet, just because I like being prepared.
What a surprise, Shawnee. That's a very big surprise. How's everything else going in the household homestead? Looking for a house.
So Wolf and Snort, welcome to this. Good to see you. We haven't narrowed down and nailed down the minor details on having a home put on the garden property at this time, because it is not the right time to put foundations in. So I think that's why no one's talking about it. If you haven't seen the snow, I showed it in a short on the channel.
And guess who's just popped in?
Oh, in the basement?
Yeah, we've got a lovely guest popping up. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, it's One Wing. Hey, Robin.
Hi.
Oh man, I'm the thorn between 2 roses here.
Oh my.
Jonesy, you know why she called me One Wing?
One wing.
Yeah. I have a fractured shoulder right now.
Oh yes. That's what it was.
It's fractured.
It's fractured in a couple of places, so
yeah.
On the heel.
Well,
physical therapy.
YouTube, because I've been doing YouTube all day.
Yeah, it's her
Is it
new thing she does all day.
a therapy, it's called.
Yeah, she's got 4
Yeah.
months, so no gardening until, that's fixed. Well, she can be a gardening conductor, a gardening director, produce what is it called? Supervisor?
Yeah.
Right
Everyone
now,
needs
I'm taking
advice.
my normal plan and trying to simplify it, and just thinking of everything that I have to do. Like, I water every day in the summer, every day, because we're so hot, and the hose is heavy,
Yep.
150-foot long, coming from the house. I got to get something light. I got to get one of those featherweight hoses. So just things like that I'm going to have to.
So you don't want a
Yeah.
sprinkler system. You still want to
So
do it by hand?
Yeah, I like to do it by hand.
It has a lot of benefits to it.
It
it's
does.
it's soothing. Yeah, it's soothing, and then you get to see the amount of water that you've actually put in the one location that you really need it to be. I'm
Well,
guessing.
yeah, and I plant in a polyculture. So, I might have celery, which needs a lot of moisture next to something that doesn't. And when you water by hand, you can control that.
Yep, you can look for pests and growth and what's coming in to harvest soon. Are you thinking of buying a lot of things versus starting certain things?
Oh, I'll probably buy more things like the container, plants for
Mm.
out there, but I'll probably still do the same veg thing. Um, just a lot more simply. I'm not going to, do some elaborate things that I'm kind of famous for. We're just going to
Well,
put food on the table.
one of these things is her big plan she got on sale. Do you want to talk about the new infrastructure and addition to the garden in 2026?
Yeah, I bought Birdie's Bed when Epic had their sale at Black Friday, and I'm adding raspberries. So,
Ooh.
yeah, fruit is just it's a game changer when you get your fruit game going.
Yeah.
And these raspberries will fill the gap when other things aren't available on the
It is.
fruit scene.
It's a
And the
wonderful
price
currency in the garden.
and the prices in the supermarket are ridiculous for that
Oh,
sort of stuff as well.
good point. It saves you money. Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But
Maybe you get a local high school to help you if they do community hours up there, says Carol.
Can we trust a local high schooler with our garden?
no, I tried a lot of them. I have to have an adult water for me when I am not here. But I do have two young guys that I can have do the heavy lifting jobs, and have been having them do it. Well, we'll see. This too shall this too shall pass. I am
Yeah.
getting, this happened on Christmas Day, and it's kind of incredible how because I am right hand dominant, and that's what's hurt. How much I can do with this left hand now. I mean, I started out so awkward, end of December, and now
Uh-huh.
what are we at, January 9th? And I've already, developed some fine motor skills in this left hand that it's never had before.
Yeah.
You know what?
Intensity.
The word for the day is ambidextrous.
Not quite that good, but I don't drop the food to my mouth down my front anymore.
Yeah.
You just realize all the things that you can't do. I can't cut my food.
Yeah.
I can't
I'm sorry.
bend all the way down to the floor comfortably to get something if I drop it.
Yeah.
So I have to like sit on a chair or sit on the bed and then use my toes to pick it up
Mm-hmm.
or get Al to help.
Can you run a grabber with that hand even? Like, can you squeeze stuff with your left hand?
I didn't think about that. That might be.
that could help too with strength is the grabber tool practicing this
Get
motion.
that long grabber tool. Yeah, I'll have to get
Because
one.
like if you're gonna hold the hose, well, maybe it'll have the clipper on it, so you just do this. But
Well, they
My
make
wife,
the hoses that are so lightweight.
yeah,
Now I know I can get that. I just have to get out there and get it. I
okay.
just don't know if they make them 150-foot long, so I'll probably have to get a couple of them and put them together, right?
Mhm.
my wife got one of those toys for Christmas off one of her friends where you squash all the time and you just keep squashing it
Uh-huh.
and it comes back and she said, why do you think this is her? Why do you think she got me that? What's wrong? Do you think I need to build up my muscles? Why? What's she, I'm saying it's just, she's probably being nice thinking it's good for your wrists, like it'll be good for you.
Does your wife ever have trouble opening a jar? Have to give it to you to open?
She does that all the time.
I
Then
do.
tell her that's why she needs that.
Yes. Okay. Well, but my friend doesn't know that. I mean, her friend doesn't realize that's what goes on. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
wonder what her friend was thinking. If it
well,
was
it's
just
not.
something common, or if there was a purpose.
It's yeah. It's one of the. It's it
Squeeze
was
it in.
it was a koala, but it's designed for keeping your hands.
Mhm.
You just squeeze it, let it go, and it slowly comes back. Squeeze it, let it go, and she's watching television the other night, and I looked across. She's got a coffee in one hand and the koala in the other.
I'm glad you didn't tell her it's because you're getting old.
I would never say that to
People
a
are
young
gonna give
lady.
you old gifts now. That would have been the wrong answer.
I've been married for a very long time, and I sort of know your place after 1985 we got married, so it was a long time ago.
Mhm.
But no, you sort of. I was taught well from my grandparents and my parents about what to say to young, well, ladies anyway. Women, nice people, just talk to people as you expect, as you hope to be talked to, all that sort of basic. Always be nice to your elders, all that sort of stuff. That's why when I bumped into that gentleman yesterday, the motivation he's given me to be that active at 94 is amazing. Like I'm
Mhm.
thinking at my age, he can do twice as much as what I could do, and he just says he's got a nice big house on a nice big property, and it keeps him. He said it keeps him young.
There's a gal around here that's in her 90s, and she has an apple orchard, and she sells all the best gladiolas and when you have an apple orchard, you sell apple products, right? So she's pressing apples and drying apples and making things, and she sells at the farmer's market. She used to run it, but she's actually handed that hat off now, and she's in her 90s doing all
Oh,
this stuff.
yeah. Well, that's what the advice he said to me. He said, "When you stop, you die," and he walked away.
Mhm.
He said that.
Oh, like mic drop.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said, "Well, when you stop, you die," and he walked away and he kept on gardening, going back into the garden. He was, and one of the guys with us where we were working, he was a horticulturalist. So he was saying, "Yeah, the tree you're pruning over there, and he named some tree which I could not recount, but he said that's a weed. That tree is you're quite within your rights to chop it down, get rid of it." And he said, "But look how big it is. It's been there for 80 years or whatever." And he said, "Look how nice it is." And he said, "Yeah, but it's," and he said the name of this tree again. And then he started looking at him strangely, going, "Well, it looks good." You know, it was funny watching these, like a young guy about, 38, trying to tell the old fella who's 94, cut
To
your
cut
tree down
down a
because
tree.
because
Yeah.
it's a weed and yeah, he was saying it's older than you, this tree.
Yeah, you don't just go around cutting trees down because, it's not sick.
So I had two aunts at my parents' 50th wedding anniversary who were 90 at the time. One on my mom's side and one on my dad's side. And so we asked them, what's the secret? And my one aunt said, everything in moderation. Do it all. Just do it in moderation. And the other aunt said, you're going to think I'm silly, but I go to chair aerobics 3 times a week. And if I didn't, I wouldn't move.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
The
Man,
one
when I-
lived to 105 and the other one lived to 98.
Well, that's good DNA.
Right.
That's longevity.
Mm-hmm. It is. In my family, my immediate family, my father and my grandfather, and my father's father, they didn't get out of the early 70s before they left, and that's not far away from me. So I'm sort of thinking I'm not living their lifestyle. Let me say that for a fact. What they used to get up to, no good, and have a great time with all their friends and party a bit too much. But no, I want to see I've got a grandson that's 17 now, and I've got a grandson that's 2, and it's you just want to you start thinking, okay, for him to be 20, oh man, 18 years from now, how old am I going to be? Oh, geez, I better start looking after this huge frame of mine, make it a bit smaller to to survive the next couple of years anyway.
You reminded me of a train that's in Robin Garden's latest video, and I'm going to show it to the kids. I didn't get to that yet, but it was really cool to see a train in a garden.
Yeah, look at Carol, like a shark. Sharks stop moving and they die.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was in Tucson, Arizona, in a botanic garden, and that was G scale trains running through this whole garden room, above you on trestles and at eye level and below you, and then the buildings and the attention to detail. It was captivating. We spent a long time in that garden room. Waterfalls. It was so well done.
The lights at night.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then we went back at night, absolutely, and it became magical.
There is something about gardening, how you're turning something into, like a seed, into a plant, into a piece of fruit or an edible consumable product. But I don't know, just to watch the evolution of the plant, like from out the back, where I planted my little garden as a bit of a test run, Shawnee.
Yes, on that hill on that corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing that's surviving there now are the beans. So I've got bush beans and climbing beans. The wallaby's not touching them at all.
The tomatoes are toast.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's still up on the hill?
Yeah. He's still coming and going as he pleases.
Okay.
So, yeah, he'll be gone shortly. Like, give me another week or so, I reckon I could.
Then you can go get him?
Yeah, hunt him out like Homer Simpson chasing the school bus on that episode.
Like waving your arms and
yeah,
stuff.
Boogie, boogie. You're getting out of my yard.
Homestead, welcome in.
G'day, Ed. Good to see you, mate. Welcome in. Yeah, it's disappointing, but I knew it was going to happen. Unless you built down here, everyone tells you if you want a garden, you've got to turn it into like a jail. So your plants
electric perimeter. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Everyone says that. You either plant what they don't eat, which is hit or miss.
Well, I'm
But
sorry
on
that
the
happened to you, Jonesy.
well, it's I still got my flowers.
Mm-hmm. You sure
So
do.
far. He's got too much else to eat before he attacks them.
And you were able to source local grown foods, it sounds like, from some farms on your in your county or your locale, whatever you call it there.
Yeah, our council region. Yeah, we're
Count.
yeah. There's a like a farmers co-op, and
Okay.
why would you like you can get you can get big bags of stuff straight off the farm, and for the cost of probably what you'd pay for a small bag of stuff at the supermarket,
Yeah, that's
you're
usually
getting
how it
like
is.
you're getting twice as much, and it's fresher. It's see the big supermarkets here don't do a distribution area for farmers here. So farmers here to sell your products into the supermarket chains, there's a ship right there out at port. Right, so their vegetables go on that ship 400 miles or 400 kilometers to the mainland. They get unloaded on their trucks, they drive it to the distribution centers, and then the distribution centers package up what everyone orders for the different stores in the different regions. They get put back on that. There's two of them ships on one of the either the same ship or another ship, and it comes back to the island, and then it gets distributed to the as well as all the other stuff that's not on the island. But it is so ridiculous to buy a potato from Tasmania that's actually travelled from Tasmania to Melbourne, and then from Melbourne to Tasmania, then to the supermarket. Absolutely ludicrous is the word.
Right. We have some Florida strawberries coming to Minnesota this weekend that I'm gonna grab.
Are you sure they're from Florida?
That's what it says from they video the farm and then they bring it on a semi truck
Okay, yeah.
in crates.
I'm
So
just
I
gonna,
mean, I'm gonna trust that it is.
yeah. Ed's had a big day at work chasing the chickens. Good on you, Ed. Keep up the great work, mate. Love your channel too, by the way.
Do you do any brain games, Jonesy? Oh, sorry, Robin. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask what you were going to make with the strawberries if you're buying them in bulk.
Well, we can eat one of the containers is what, 1 pound. We can eat one of those a day, and there's what's in a flat? 6, I think. So probably not gonna make anything because I think I'm just getting a flat for my house, a flat for the other house, and a flat for the other house. But if they come again, we could maybe double up.
How long does it take them to transport it from wherever Florida to your region? How long a drive is that?
Oh, the picking and then here. The drive is 12 hours, I think. Let's see.
Oh, no longer than 12.
Is it okay? Let's see. I can look it up, but it's gonna
Yes,
take
that's a
some
long
time.
way. Like you wouldn't think that you wouldn't think it, the cost in the sales, would be worth the transportation.
It's going to have to be deeper down into Florida too, where it comes from. It's not going to be, up on the
I
pan.
know the town it's from. I have to look quick.
Pick a town like Tampa. Go Tampa to your town and see what the mileage is. See, it's 18 hours for me to drive to the top of Georgia from Chicago. Or the bottom of Georgia, the top of Florida.
What's that part of Chicago with the bay and the waterfront, like where the really nice, expensive houses are, in that?
That's
What's
called
that?
the North Shore.
That's beautiful there.
Yeah. It's a lovely town. It's got its bad spots just like any other big city, but it's got a lot of beauty.
Yeah.
If you ever come to Chicago, the thing to do is the architectural boat tour.
Okay.
You get on a boat and they take you down the Chicago River and up it. And then and look at all the buildings from the perspective of the river. But then they usually take you out into Lake Michigan, and then you can see the city back from the vantage point of the shoreline.
Yeah.
If anybody comes to town, that's where I like to take them.
We get cruise ships here over the season, probably anything from 20 to 30 cruise ships in the cruise season.
Mhm.
And I used to work for a company that the people, to get off the boat, they got to get on a bus because they don't let them walk through it's a live working port. So the ship comes in, the gangplanks, or whatever what do you call the arches where they walk in off the ship? They walk down to the buses, get in the fleet of buses, and they all come to this spot. And I was part of the welcoming or greeting or parking the buses like safely crew, and used to meet all these people. And so many people would come here for the architecture. Like they want to see the old buildings, and they'd tell you stories about, do you realize that building there used to be the Bank of New South Wales, which, like, New South Wales is a completely different isle on the mainland. And when they tried to set up the bank down here, and you look at the old building, and there's so many historical stories in all the different buildings just in our little town here. It's sort of amazing.
Oh, Shawnee, 24 hours. Yeah, that makes more sense.
It is 24 hours if I'm driving. Yeah.
So that's at least, for a trucker, that's at least 2 days because they can only drive,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so many hours a day
Yep.
over the road.
So they were picked probably 5 days before I get them. At least, because they have to be picked and put in the thing.
Yeah. Well, if you got them from a supermarket, there'd be weeks
Yes.
before.
Yep.
And like just down below us here too, there's a motel full of islanders from Fiji and Vanuatu, and they're all here for the berry picking season. Like they all come in as workers with the visa for
Mhm.
work, and they all come here. They must get I can't. Well, they must get well paid here compared to at home, because you wouldn't come in all this way to work and have you seen how they work in them here with the high tunnels? Like, yeah, they just go all day long, picking all the fruits and berries. But that'd be a good video to film, Shawnee. You can actually go to these places and pick your own. You pay for the bucket, and then away you go.
You're going to film that for me?
I could if you wanted me to.
I'd like to see it, yeah. Oh, when you get your chest cam,
Yeah,
because then you're picking.
I'll get one on the hat.
Oh, the hat one?
The one that clips right there. Yeah. That way. Oh, maybe. 'Cause you got
Carol's
my-
doing math.
Yeah, the ones that go on your head are good because you're looking at what you want filmed, and
Yeah.
it works out better. You're right.
Yeah, you just got to not make people sick by turning too quickly, I think, is the secret. But yeah, no, it's got like farming, and like you think they'd make their money just selling that stuff locally, wouldn't you? Then shipping it all the way to Minnesota or wherever it goes to. And
Well, I don't get why I can't get bananas from Florida, but I can get strawberries.
Distribution.
It's ridiculous. I want a Florida banana. It's always Colombia and Guatemala.
yeah. Oh, I suppose we haven't got banana plantations here either. Usually the mid coast from New South Wales up to Queensland, where our good friend Mark from Self Sufficient Me lives. Like you could grow bananas crazily in those areas. But,
He's got so many different kinds of fruits growing on his property.
but he lives in the tropics where it's you just got to spit a seed out and it'll start growing if you leave it long enough.
Jonesy, did you see the weedy gardener guy about silver? Where to bury your silver in the garden?
No,
It was hilarious. I thought of you right away. I'll have to share it with you.
oh, thanks. Glad I'm motivating you to.
You know, because we talk about coins usually too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I gave my silver to my grandson over Christmas too. I was feeling very generous.
Yeah, Mark at Self Sufficient Me, it's very interesting, the different things that affect him. I remember the one season where the rain just would not stop where
Yeah.
he was. And it just, I mean,
It just got so
it was
wet.
washing away his
Yeah.
property.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting. Like, if you were going to be a gardening channel and you're going to concentrate on YouTube, you would pick a subtropical sort of area. If you were going to start a business and the business was YouTube and do a YouTube channel, you wouldn't be growing fruits and vegetables in Tasmania because you could grow some apples and oranges and cold weather crops, or cool weather crops. But up there, you can, man, you just gotta, yeah, like I said, put a seed in the ground and up she comes. There's not too much you can grow.
High Country Homestead. She's in Australia, right?
She's in Victoria in the Alpine region.
She's
So
talking about wildfires.
Yeah, she gets, well, it is dry.
Yeah, there's a fire going on over there.
Okay, she's in the Alpine regions, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's no good.
They need rain.
I haven't seen notifications for her channel for a long time.
Okay.
So I wonder why.
I'll get that in here.
YouTube's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, Carol's talking about her bananas that she grows down in South Florida. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, my father had bananas growing in New South Wales. They were never they were always the I don't know, smaller ones. I don't know what variety he was growing, but he was okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, but he used to grow all sorts of stuff. This is my father. My father, he's a country, born and bred in this dry country town, being a butcher, moves down to Sydney, and he wants his they're called yabbies or crayfish. No?
It's in Bluey.
Oh, is it? All right, so he wants his yabbies or crayfish, and he says to a guy, "Where can I find some big tractor tires?" And I said, "Why would you want tractor tires?" So he gets these tractor tires, puts them all around this half of the yard, fills them with water, which sounds disgusting. Like, no, and he gets all these yabbies and puts them in there, and next thing you know, they're breeding like wildfire, and he's got fresh yabbies walking around the backyard on the grass, and the bird, like, had to put a net over it to stop the birds swooping down. But so he was sort of an ingenious gardener in a strange way when I think of that. Well, farmer, gardener. I don't know. He wasn't growing. He was growing plants, but that was definitely a strange one.
They grow, they farm them, like down in Louisiana and so forth. And that's where the market is for crayfish, or as they'd say down there, crawfish.
Yeah.
Cajun style, though, a little zing to it.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, I forgot all about that. And that's just a memory of my father just coming back into my. He's sitting outside and he's like old cotton shorts and his singlet. He's got a smoke dangling out of his corner of his face and his favorite little dog at his feet. And I said, "What are you doing?" Like, I went over to visit him. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, I'm just listening to the like the yabbies, call them. Just listening to the yabbies." And I went, "What?" And then you just sort of stop and you do hear them. Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. It's a number. I don't know if it's 7. Yabbies yabbing. It's a song, Veranda Santa, 12 Days of Christmas from Bluey. That's how I know that word.
Oh, good old Bluey. Getting Australiana all around the world. Yeah. Crazy show. Like, and like my grandson, honestly, he knows every show off by heart. It's like Sesame Street in the old days. Everyone, like whatever the story is about or the episode's about, they've all got a moral to every story. Like in the old Bluey. If you haven't got into the Bluey craze, you have to. You got to watch it once in a while because it's not just a children's show. There's an adult kick, like an adult theme in there for the adults to watch as well. Like what about what's that stupid one where he does the dance? What do they call it? Dance mode? Where he bets. What they call dance mode. So if they hear music and the children, they get given 4 dance modes for something, and then they crank the tail, and
The
then
tail, yeah.
you have to see the show. And they hear the music coming, they walk along. The dad's going, "No, we're not going down here. We're going over here." "What for?" He said, "No, we're going over here." "No, come on." And then the music's on, and this that would be my kids, I tell you. I don't think people get us, Shawnee, when we talk Bluey.
I know.
I don't get television. I don't watch regular television, so it's all lost on me.
Yeah, well, it's like you know how the Simpsons are like too over the top for cartoons, but there's always like an adult theme. This is like a little kids one where it's a nice wholesome storyline, and there's always an adult theme in there for the mums and dads that are watching it with their kids. To get a kick out of it, or a giggle, or a laugh.
Whistle Stop Homestead, when do you start planting in your area? When's go time? When's garden go time, Ed?
Crawdaddies, mud bugs. Mud bugs don't sound good. Blue swimmer crabs. We used to go crabbing, getting crabs and mud crabs, and you pull them into the boat, and then you have to put your foot on them and tie their nippers really quick so they don't cut your toe off with these big nippers. Oh man, I had some fun with my father doing that stuff. I'd say, yeah. I remember one day lunged at him and grabbed his shorts. So it's gone to the nether region, but grabbed his shorts and is hanging on. And he's standing on a boat, and we're on this little tinny, like a little rowboat. And he's standing on this tinny, and the boat's doing this. He's going, "Get the rope, get the rope, get the rope." And we had to lasso it sort of to tie it together. So his claws went from being footloose and fancy free, and then they come in like that. And then he could sit down. good times. Banana candy tastes weird is because it's based off the first banana cultivator, Cavendish.
Shawnee, where is Whistle Stop Homestead located?
That is a great question.
Ed, he's got to be. That's good. That is a good question, Ed. He's not. He's always complaining about Dallas. I know he's not in Arkansas or Oklahoma.
It's
Southeast
Texas
of
somewhere, but
Texas.
there's like 10 zones in Texas. I don't know which one,
Oh, that's
which
true.
part he's in.
Good on you,
If
Carol.
it's the really hot part or the not so hot part. I don't know. You would think he could be growing right now. Maybe he just wants to put the infrastructure in. I don't know if he's still here.
No, it's what's his channel say, Shawnee? He's got to have a description.
Well, there's a P.O. Box, Palestine, Texas.
It is Texas. All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's always complaining about Texas, or maybe that's Devil Dogs, Texans, the football team.
It might be sports related, the complaining you hear about. Maybe.
Lots of complaining.
Yeah.
Not like us Tasmanians. We're just social creatures, little butterflies.
Tim.
Yeah, we got a pedestrian walking down the street. Didn't see that, would you?
Oh, he is still here. There, he piped up.
He's southeast of Dallas.
Okay, southeast.
So
When I was in Dallas, we went to what was that market? I shouldn't say these things when I keep forgetting these things. I quite liked our time there when we spent some time down there.
69 degrees Fahrenheit right now and cloudy.
He must just be waiting on infrastructure then for garden. That's why
Well,
he
he's-
doesn't have one.
What he's done, he's in his parents' he's in the old house, and
Mhm.
his channel's all about building the new tiny
Tiny home.
house.
Yep.
And then they're going to demolish the old house. So I'm assuming if he puts in a lot of infrastructure in the wrong spot, by the time it comes to the
Oh, you've got a couple more months then.
Wow, really all the way till March? Or is that just because of the building schedule?
Ed's had a big day chasing chickens. He works in one of those lovely places where they grow
He
chickens.
drives. Yeah, he drives
Yeah.
chickens to farms.
He runs around sheds trying to catch them. That's Whistle Stop Homestead, Ed, the chicken whisperer.
I'd rather smell hog poo than chicken poo. I know that. Based on experience.
You know, a friend of mine said to me the other day, I don't know if I told you that about the geese. Have you had much to do with geese?
Oh, I hate them. They're very mean.
Yes, but they're only mean if they're not being familiarized with somebody.
Well,
Like if you get a geese young enough and you handle it and you like treat it like it's like a sort of a friendly pet, they seem to not be as aggressive as what a geese would be if you just leave it loose out in the pond.
See, I'm
But
thinking of like our geese here, like Canadian geese, and I think what you're getting at is those white ones that guard. They get them to guard the chickens, right? Like which,
the fat ones that can't fly,
yeah.
the big fat ones. They
I've
don't.
never met the farm geese. I've only met the ones that are
Okay, wild.
traveling.
Well, this friend of mine, this where he lives in the countryside up the road a bit, a house, elderly gentleman passed away in his farm, and his kids come in to do the clean the house out and get rid of the farm animals, and everyone was taking everything except for the geese. The geese
Yeah.
were left on the pond to fend for themselves, and he felt sorry for these geese, and so him and his dad went down and collected. Like these geese walked over to him, like they might, whether they were starving or hungry or whatever, but the geese walked over to him, and he said, "You want to come?" Like he basically said, "Do you want to come with us?" And basically picked them up, put them in the back of his truck or his ute, and then all the little geese were following. You know, everyone, like the whole shebang was doing the walking towards the car. And he said, "Well, let's load them up." And he's taken all these geese off this farm that they haven't sold and are still just sitting there for sale. One of these properties where the grass is going to be, no one's taking care of it. Anyway, long story, but he's now got paddocks of geese where they're mowing the ground and fertilizing the soil. And he said to me, "Do you want me to bring you over a couple of geese for the back hill, Jonesy?" He said they'll clean out
Yeah.
your hill. And I said they probably would, but I'm
Don't you
not
think they'd chase the wallabies away too?
more than likely. Charlie will get a bit of a kick out of them, I'd reckon.
Let's
Or-
get Jonesy a goose.
or
Film it.
He
I
said
think
that
it's a
the
good
other.
idea.
Yeah, he said the other day, would you want some? I said, "Oh, I'm not too sure." He said they poop everywhere, they eat everything,
Yes.
plant wise. He said if you can keep them fenced in on that hill, he said just got to give them some water source, and he said they'll go very well. So who knows? It could be a
You want to go buy that farm, Jonesy?
no.
No?
It's too.
Okay.
It's further away from town. It's
Okay.
It would be nice to have
It's more than a 10-minute drive then.
Oh, there's a beautiful beach up that way, up at Boat Harbour. It's one of the nicest beaches in definitely in Tasmania, and be one of the nicest beaches in the world. Let me show you a picture of this place.
Okay.
If I can find it.
Whistle Stop Homestead is a growing zone of 8B.
Oh, sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably in 8B, you'd be getting like potatoes started now, or
So onions too
soon.
then should go on the ground.
Onions would probably already in the ground. Yeah.
So then peas would be next.
Mm-hmm. If they don't warm up too fast, you know.
Yeah, if your soil temps are 45, 55 Fahrenheit, that can all go in.
Chard, beets, lettuces. Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't go full screen anymore. Why doesn't the cameras go full screen? What's going on?
You guys were talking about animal smells, and there's some that, when you pass by like a cattle farm or a pig farm or whatever, that you just get, an overwhelming smell. But we were
Yep.
down in Louisiana, and there was this just, made your eye water smell. And so we asked one of the locals, what is the smell? And they're like, Well, that smells like bread and butter to us, but it was a paper mill. And I don't know if you've ever driven by a paper mill, but whoo,
Oh,
baby, the smell.
really?
Yeah, the our town, our city here, this is what was built. There was a paper mill,
Okay.
The Burnie paper mill, and people used to hate coming here because of the smell of the paper. They'd say, "Wind your windows up. We're going through Burnie, and let's get out of here." And now, since it's been shut down and they ship all the wood chips offshore, um, they've actually turned this city into this holiday destination, which a lot of older Tasmanians said, "Burnie, you've got to be joking. Why would you go there?" And now they don't really like how good it's all been set up. Yeah, it's very, it's quite nice actually the way it's been managed by the local government here. Let me show you a picture of this place where share the screen. Oh, man. Why don't you play nice with me? Google. Here we go. Go back to here. Oh, yeah, we're on. We're on. Okay, this is where that farm is, Shawnee. Right next to this beach.
That'd be tough to take, huh?
Like, look at that. This is called Boat Harbour, where the sand is like minute, very small white sand, and absolutely lovely. The water is like aqua. Ships in the old days to get the vegetables to market here, ships would come into this harbour. They would anchor. The small rowboats would come out, and then the farmers would load up the rowboats with their produce back onto the ships, and they would sail it from here down to Hobart, around the island. That's the name of the beach.
Whoa, that's breathtaking.
Yeah, it is a lovely area.
This is all very off-putting. I would not buy a farm near a beach.
That's
Why not?
I don't like beaches.
Shawnee.
Beaches.
I don't like the sand. I don't like any of that. I like the forest.
Wow.
Give me the forest with a nice river, and I'm very happy. Beaches stress me out
Why?
because of the sand. I'd rather walk in the forest.
Yeah, I have a friend who does not like the feel of sand on her feet. Oh,
I don't like anything to do with the sand.
oh, I sure do.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
It's interesting. In Mexico, on the one side, the Cancun side, it's a white beach, and the sand is cool underfoot. But on the other coast, it's dark sand and it's hot underfoot. So
yeah,
interesting.
it is. Like here, we've got white sand, like you see in these pictures. Our beach here is a yellow goldy sand because of the sandstone.
Mhm.
And I'll just get rid of this screen if I know what I'm doing. There's an X here. This could end everything. No, that's what I had to press. And I left that up over everything too, did I? Yeah, so some beautiful beaches, and then we've got volcanic rock because the island was sort of evolved from volcanoes all over. This is like Hawaii by the South Pole, is the way I describe
Okay.
Tasmania. Yeah, so picture Hawaii with your volcanic, your rock formations and your beaches that are just on rock and jagged, rough rocks, and then you've got the sandy pockets and the golden sand beaches, and you got the white sand beaches, and then you've got the rocks that go orange because of some sort of algal thing on the rocks. I don't know what it's called, but It's only found in a few places in the world, and it's here is one of them. But you've only got to go onto YouTube and find out a really good Tasmanian YouTube channel, and you'll find some very good content.
So
Not-
is your sand cold underfoot or warm underfoot when you walk on it?
Usually cold. The water temperature is pretty cool compared to the mainland. It's a lot. The water temperature is just a little bit cooler. Yeah, it's for me. It's very therapeutic just walking on the wet sand. Like I love getting off the dry sand onto the wet sand, and then the water crashing into your ankles and then into your knees, and then sort of soothing as you're sort of walking through the water. And it's sort of, I don't know what it is. It's something to do with being old. I think
Do you mostly have like gentle waves, or do you have some of those riptides and you have to be careful?
Where we live here, this part of the island is gentle. It's like some days it's like a bay. The surf is very mild. Like I'm looking at the beach as we speak, and there's just very small waves. Yeah, she's not very rough at all today. You can swim safely at our local beach. You won't get dragged out, but you could go around the island a few other, say 20 miles around the island, and there's a few spots where they got warning signs, dangerous rips.
Okay.
Yeah, swim at your own risk. A young lady disappeared last summer swimming not too far up the road.
You just have to take it seriously, because sometimes when you're in a riptide situation, it's not these, oh my God, crashing waves coming at you. It looks pretty harmless, like you could just go out there, but it's what's happening underneath.
Underneath, yeah. That's like in Australia, we got the red and yellow flags. So the red and yellow flags are the swim between them. So the lifesavers will pick the safest spot of the beach. They put 2 flags out, and then they put wider flags out, red ones, and that's for board riders not to come into where the swimmers are.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently around the world it's different. The colours of the flags are different, but in Australia they're red and yellow. It confuses a lot of Asians, apparently. Like a lot of Asians come here, they have different coloured flag systems, probably like red and green or something similar. So Ed likes to smell little chickens. Is that what you're saying, Ed? Interesting if you can't smell the chicken.
Carol says, interesting if you can't smell a chicken farm. I can't trust you to taste bananas then, Ed.
So true. So true. Wonderful. I've been going. I'm nearly gone for 2 hours. This has been fun. And
Shani just went for more tea, it looks like.
Yeah, be right back. Whatever in yes, it was Ed saying whatever. I can just picture that. Tea would be nice, Shawnee. Get me a cup. Some Earl Grey.
Some medicinal mullein tea. Also good to be used as TP in an emergency.
TP.
Toilet paper.
Oh.
The leaves.
Okay. Right. Well, we won't just go down that road, I don't think. Oh. Look at this little dog, I tell you. Let's just get the camera going. He knows I'm talking about him. He just looked at me. He loves hanging around. Oh, wrong camera, wrong button. That button there, that button there, that button there. He was tucked into himself just like that. Yeah, that's how he's been for the last 2 hours of the live. Just sitting there. He loves when the wind comes up and there's no wind at the moment. Everything's pretty mild outside. When the wind gets up, he loves that salt air coming in. I got to get him for this room. I got to get him a little stool or lounge to sit there so he can sort of
Look out the window.
Yeah, he loves looking out the window. The downside of that is that he barks at all the dogs that go past. But he definitely loves seeing. Why wouldn't you? Upstairs, he sits on the lounge chair and looks out the window. But down here, he hasn't got that. Anyway, just another. And I've moved down here. I don't know. It's a lot smaller than where I was, but it's got. Got to move them drums somewhere else. Yeah, it's not a bad little. Like this is the smallest room in the house, basically. Sits here. I was actually. I want to make this here the new front door. Take the window out, put a door in here, and have a little deck this way, and then out towards the steps, which are just over there.
Well, that's a pretty steep incline.
She sure is. It's just to get to this spot here is 19 steps. Just to get to here, but yeah, without the we're on a ridge line above the town here, and then if you've obviously seen my backyard, it just goes up like a whisker, and oh man, it's sort of like this house here. We purchased this house when we moved here with two conditions. We needed to be close to a hospital because we had a few issues when we first moved down. Someone needed to be close to a hospital, and we wanted a view. And that's what we sort of ended up with. This place, no one wanted to buy. Oh, who's that child? Yep, there's the fur boy, says Ace. What's going on?
I went to a science museum, and on the one section of the one floor, there was this chest, and it had every sand vial displayed in it from the world, and it was really beautiful. Just little ones. Just the amount of colors and changes when it comes to sand.
Oh yeah,
was really fascinating to see.
There's some kids visiting a house across the road. You can have a stretch. That's the way, buddy. Charlie, say hi to everyone. Hello, Charlie. Hello, man. Everyone loves. He's been part of the YouTube channel for the 3 years he's been alive. When we first got him, he was the size of a house brick, like this little ball of fluff. And he was picked by my daughter because my lovely wife had a mini stroke, she thought what a great idea it would be to have a little baby in the house. So to keep her mind, off her problems at the time, and definitely worked. And now the daughter who sort of said that's my dog, but Mum, you can sort of look after him. And now the dog belongs to me, basically. Don't you, Charlie? He waits for me to come home. He cries. He's a big sook. So I've been taking him over the Christmas break. He's been coming everywhere. He's been going to the beach, the tip, going down the shops, even had to sit in the car. I think I was on your live once, Shawnee, when I was sitting in the car park with Charlie.
Correct. That's happened. Yep.
So he's been out and about. All I need now is to be fit enough to be able to walk around the streets without collapsing in a heap. And he's going to de-sharpen his little nails when he walks on the bitumen. Aren't you, Charlie? Or we get him down the picture parlor again.
The bitumen, is that the we talked about that. That's the blacktop, right?
Yeah, hard, yeah. Isn't that what you call it?
Blacktop.
Blacktop. All right. I'll go with that.
Asphalt.
Yeah. Must be an Australian thing.
I think you explained that to us one night somewhere on somebody's life.
Sort of. I'm a bit. I'm like I was with Eddie, I think, and we're talking about aluminum, and I said it's aluminium, not aluminum. He goes, "It is not aluminium, it is aluminum," and this went on for about an hour. And that was. I said, apparently, it's spelled different. Hey, g'day, Robert. Good to see you, mate. It is spelt different in the two countries as well.
Are you going to talk about your stickers?
The aluminum ones. I've got to be more organised before I do that, unless you want to.
Is that for the Saturday show or Sunday show?
Yeah, I'm got some stickers done extra. Bit of fun. But yes, I've got about an hour and I have to pick up the lovely Mrs. Radio, who's been working down at the Goodwill store and having a great old time with all her friends down there. Well, I've been doing the washing and the cleaning and the vacuuming. And what else have we done today, Charlie? You've done the grocery shopping. Playing happy little husband today. And then get to hang out for a couple of hours with all my friends, which has been nice.
Oh, did you go
Gandalf.
sorry.
Gandalf, the Museum of Science and Industry is all the museums in the city are top notch. I love the planetarium. Just lay back and watch the sky shows. They're fab.
Definitely gets a bad rep, doesn't it, old Chicago? Like
Yeah.
when we went there as a musician band, oh man, you gotta be careful, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And then we seen that lovely coastal area, and it was like there's an area in Sydney called Vaucluse.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much similar to that on Sydney Harbour, and we're just looking at this going, this can't be Chicago. It's not what we've been told. What's going on here?
Most of the parts of the city are nice and so forth. There's bad parts just like any other big
Yeah.
city.
There's bad parts here too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And the bigger the city, sadly, the bigger the bad parts sometimes. But we were told, don't go. Like even when we were in Dallas, we were down at Sam Ash Music Store, and we're in there doing a show, like a rehearsal show,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, there's probably like 50 people there. And at the end of the show, we're all talking about we were going to go somewhere for late night food. Where can we go? Yada yada yada. And someone sent us to this taco Mexican food sort of place that's open till about 2 a.m. And they're saying it's great, but once you park your car, make sure you go inside. Don't go in and buy food and eat it outside. Eat it inside the restaurant. And we go, okay, why for? He said, just trust us. Okay. So we drove there and we basically got our cars. We had a great, it was a good feed and didn't seem dangerous, but we were told it is dangerous where it was. It was what was the name of that place? He was very nice. He thought we were like a super group from Australia. The guy running the restaurant got photos with us, and it was quite fun.
Yeah, we were in Washington, D.C. My sister was working for the Senate at the time, and she was singing with the congressional choir at a rather large church, like maybe 3 blocks off the main part of D.C. The houses were nice enough. It didn't seem like a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it was dark when it was finished, and we were just going to walk back. And they're like, "Oh no, you need to call a cab. You can't walk back."
Oh.
Here's a story for you. We stayed in Memphis. We were using Airbnbs, so we found this big 2-story. It's called the Big Blue House in Memphis. If you look that up in Airbnb, but we got there, so it was winter, so it was about 8 o'clock at night when we got in. It was dark, so we parked the cars and we got in. We were told don't like carry musical instruments in and out of the house all the time. Either leave them in the trailer or get them in and don't be seen. Because locals might see here's an opportunity to make some money by getting some good guitars. So we thought, okay, that's pretty common most places. Anyway, the next day we sort of woke up and I said, I might go into the town. We'll call a Uber. So I called an Uber, standing out on the street waiting for him to come. And the guy pulled up and the guy says, get in. And I'm going, yeah, okay, mate, what's your problem? He said, what do you use? Like, basically saying, what are we doing in this neighborhood? Because it's our colors, skin colors or whatever shouldn't be here. This is a different area of the town, which it's got a very dangerous. And we thought it was funny at the time, but we did get held up. Actually, there was another in the same place. We walked to a liquor store at about 11 o'clock at night, which was only like 200 meters up to the corner and then 200 meters to the liquor store. So instead of taking a car, which we should have, we'd go for a walk. It's 11 o'clock at night, walking around. We walk into this store and the guy behind the grill, which was like, you tell him what you want and you carton of beer and a bottle of whiskey. And then this other guy says, and I'll have a lovely bottle of red Chardonnay, which was very out of place for this area. Anyway, we got what we ordered, and then as we walked, the guy said to us, I'll give you one bit of advice, fellas. Put your wallets away, put your beer and alcohol in under your arms, and march out that door and don't stop for anything. And we thought it was strange. And when we walked out the front basically there was a gang of young blokes basically pointed something at us and said, "Wallets in your whiskey," basically, and yeah, it was a bit uncomfortable. And one of the guys out of our group, there was 4 of us. One of the guys puffed his chest out and said, "We're bloody broke musicians, mate. We got no money, yada yada yada." And he started yelling at them, and I thought, "Oh man, he's going to get us all shot." But sure enough, they sort of took pity on us when we said we were broke musicians. And little, like, unbeknownst to them, the guy who done the huffing and puffing, he had about $1,000 in his wallet.
Oh wow.
And yeah, he was yelling that and screaming that because he didn't want to lose his 1,000. We all were told to carry 2 wallets. So carry your main wallet safely somewhere and your fake wallet with like $10 in it or whatever. And if you ever get held up, you give them your fake wallet with a few dodgy cards and it just looks like your wallet. And you say, "Man, this is all I got." And that's what we do. This is what we do when we're traveling around. But the guy who was running the so-called gang of young blokes out the front, when he sort of started strutting around, crying or yelling and saying, "Hey, we're just broke musicians, mate. We're from Australia, mate. You know, like, where do we go? Yeah, we don't know what we're doing." And the young bloke said, "This is our street. This is our area. What are you doing in our town?" All this sort of garbage. And then basically a bit of to and froing. And then he said, "Just go, just leave us, get out of here. Just don't come back," is what the young bloke who was in charge basically said. And when we got home, there was 4 of us. Two of them went straight into the lounge room into the fetal position and started going, oh my God, we nearly got killed. I started going, I was shaking my head going, "Oh, man, boy, I told you, take the car." And then the guy who done the yelling and spruiking was strutting around the room like a rooster going, "I told them."
Oh.
Yeah, and there was 9 of us in the house, so 4 of us were there, and the others were at home going, "And what happened? Oh my God, that really did happen." And then the two sensitive ones were, like I said, curled up on the lounge, like in there. "Oh my God, we almost got killed. Oh, woe is me. What are we doing here? I hate this place." All that sort of stuff. It was an interesting time. That was in 2005. That was in 2020, when everything else was in full swing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in January in Memphis. So it was cold. It was but we had such a great time. Apart from that, our time there in Beale Street was absolutely sensational. But yeah, so you can always like it.
Food. Oh my God.
Here we go.
I've only been to Memphis once, but the food, woo, yum.
Oh yeah, man. Like Beale Street, like the music center of Memphis, it's got something that you don't see anywhere else, where they put the actual speakers of the house, like the music that's getting played inside, they put 2 speakers outside onto the street so people can hear the music, because there's so much competition. There's so many music venues. As you're walking down the street, you can hear the music that you seem to like, and you can gravitate towards that building. And there's like slow blues, rocky blues, funky blues, all these different styles going on. And it was just amazing. Like in Sydney or places that we hang out, you couldn't do that. You couldn't put speakers outside. There'd be some sort of council ranger walking around with a decibel meter saying, no, you're going to get a fine of whatever because you're too noisy. But there, it was like, turn it up and get them in, like, "Come in here, fellas, come in, have a good time, drink our beer."
While you were in Tennessee, did you get to go to Nashville too?
No, unfortunately, no. Yeah.
Because going honky tonk in Nashville, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
We went
Beale
down to
Street,
Clark.
Beale Street is cool. Yeah.
We went down to Clarksdale, Mississippi, of all places, to go to the Crossroads and record. They were recording some music in the studio down there, and then through that move going there, we got to meet Morgan Freeman, the actor, and we went to his house for a show, and that was an interesting night again.
It's another good story.
Fabulous story. But
Yes.
I'll save that. Or I could save that for another day. But he was a lovely guy too. Like he was. He must have been 80 when we seen him. He was still fit and agile, and his voice was just like you hear him in the movies.
Mhm.
And he said like he was talking to us during the night, and he just said, I said, what sort of advice have you got for a like I was doing a little bit of radio work, and I said for a bidding radio worker, as like he said, young man, just be yourself. He said, oh, that's what I do. If you watch me in every movie, I don't change. I just be myself. He said, if they want me to be a whatever person, I am that person, but I'm just speak. I don't change my accent. I don't do anything different. I just be myself. So if that can help you. And we got to see his golden microphone where he, where he does the God movie, the voice of God.
Mhm.
And he had a real gold microphone, like a 1950s microphone that I don't know how much it cost, but he recorded everything for that movie on that microphone. Yeah, and the booth, like the booth that he was in, was probably about a third of this room. And he said, "This is where I stood and read my lines, and everything you see in the movie is dubbed because they wanted the voice to be pristine. Like when he was in the movie, he was saying the lines, but they actually dubbed the audio. They put him in a studio with a good mic, and he said the words. Like."
And he's got a voice. Oh my gosh, does he have a voice?
Yeah, and a lovely music loving gentleman. Like he loved his. That's why we got there, because his personal assistant seen the band play and said, "You got Morgan Freeman needs to see you guys," and then it was, "Oh yeah, that'd be great," sort of thing. Like he says, "Oh no, I work with Morgan. He would love to see you." And then it was, "Where are you playing tomorrow?" And I said, "Well, we're not playing tomorrow, but the next day we're out of town." And he said, "Well, I'll talk to Morgan." And then the phone rings the next day, and it was, "Can you play at Morgan's place tonight?" And then, yeah, it was interesting. It was, and there was 16 people there. Like most of them were his next door neighbours, because he didn't want to upset them with loud music, so he invited them over, which was a very smart move.
That is a good strategy.
Yeah, and his house was very plain, if that's a good way of putting it. It was very bland. He had a chef, and he had a couple of young ladies that were sort of helping the night. He, like when we had our dinner, he said, "Go to the chef," and he said, "Just ask him whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. Just tell him." And it just sounds crazy to go up to a guy and say exactly what you want for dinner. You'd think, "Oh, I'll have a steak and some fries or whatever." Or we'd say chips, but I just said that for you lovely Americans. But anyway, one guy goes, the guy who curled up in a fetal position in the lounge in Memphis, not that he thought, "I'm going to make the most of this." He walked up to him and said, "Any chance I can have lobster?" And then the guy gave him a choice of lobsters, not just lobster, but he had a choice of a certain. And he said, "Do you want a whole or a half?" He said, "Oh, I'll have a whole." And he got a whole lobster and extra salads. And when he said to me, I was like last in the list. He was writing everyone's orders down. And he said, "What would you like?" I said, "Oh, what do you recommend?" And he said, "Would you like me to serve you what Morgan has most nights of the week?" And that was like a trick question. I thought, oh, okay, I'm only here once. I said, oh, okay, yeah, why not? And I was expecting gumbo or something unpalatable for me anyway. But out come this hamburger, which was a cheeseburger, and it was like a cake. It was monstrous, and the meat in the middle was like nearly 2 inches or an inch thick, and we had to cut it into like cake sized portions. It was like you cutting a birthday cake, and everyone's looking at what I had, and it was with curly fries as well. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, and he says he has this 4 nights a week. And I go, you're kidding. And the meat would melt in your mouth. Other people watching me see this big plate come out with this monster burger. Oh, yeah, there's this skinny guy live on this stuff. And anyway, I couldn't eat the whole thing. I was giving slices away to different people. Other people were getting gumbo and all sorts of different catfish and all sorts of different food. But it was an interesting night. It was a night, like I said to my kids, guess where I went last night? And they said, where? I said, Morgan Freeman's house, the actor. And one of my daughters is a big fan and said, no way. You're only saying that because I like him. I said, no, seriously. And she said, where's the photos? And when we walked into his house, his personal assistant said, we got one rule here, phones and cameras all in the box. And then the box stays at the front door. No one takes pictures of what goes on in his house, which is fair enough. But, yeah, we, at the end of the night, right at the end of the night, he said, okay, boys, one picture. You got like 10 seconds. This is right at the end of the night. This is like at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. It was early in the morning. And he stood there with his girlfriend next to him, and he says, 10. And everyone was going, 9. 8. And everyone ran to him and was standing next to him. And then they said, who's got a phone? Who's got a camera? And like, I had a camera, not just a phone. I had a proper camera. Jonesy, grab your camera. So I've ran to the thing, grabbed my camera, and he's got down to like 3. And I've gone click, 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 click. And then the girl who was a roadie, she ran to me so she could take pictures of me. And I've gone, and as we swapped, he's walked away because he got the 10. He said, that's it. Thanks, fellas. And then his girlfriend said, she rang up 2 days later, called us up and said, I just want to say Morgan's been really appreciating listening to your music, because we left him some CDs and MP3s and things. And he just said, we had a great night. I'd like to just want to say thanks for that. And I said, the sad thing is my kids don't believe I was there. So she sent me a text message with a video of she was singing Country Road, Take Me Home, to the place. That was Morgan's favorite song. He asked for him to sing it. And she's filmed it on her phone and then text messaged it to me, which is not pristine or it's not good quality, but it's proof. And it's I've got it on my phone, I'm pretty sure. I've got it in my computer. I've got it saved in discs. I've got it everywhere because, even when I come back here and I started working again, I was telling these guys, I went to Morgan Freeman's house, and they go, yeah, sure, pull the other one, sure. Why would you go to see Morgan Freeman? And I said, well, I just lucky in the right place at the right time.
That's how it happens.
Yes, it was.
You have said that in 2026 you were going to get back into radio, and you had sort of an opportunity with a music club at night to work. And I'm guessing with the sickness, nothing's been accomplished with moving forward, checking that out.
You're very observant. The music club, I went there for a day, and my youngest daughter, my eldest daughter, I should say, camera, talked me out of it. She said, "Dad, you're retiring. Why change now? Just do what you do. You do it well. Take their money. Just relax. Don't need stress in your life anymore." She gave me the this. It made a lot of sense. Here we are in his house. And there's the band sort of sitting around singing at about 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning. And we went for 14 minutes or 15 minutes. The one song that usually goes for 3 minutes because no one wanted. There he is. There. No one wanted it to finish. And she's filming, trying to capture everybody that was there. And sure enough, in the little black hat next to this guy here, Radio Jonesy, there I am. But I showed my kids that, and they go, "That's not him. That's a." But everyone was loving him. There he is again. But she was basically filming us, so Morgan could remember. But, interesting times. That's the guy, fetal position. And, yeah. The other,
Nice
anyway.
memory.
Yeah, it's a great memory. Like how lucky was I to be put in that position, and got offered that opportunity to meet someone who you'd never really think you could meet, and you sure enough, like my old football coach used to say, they've all got two legs and they've all got a head and something else, and they can't run without legs. Everyone's the same. And it's so true. Like he just said he had a late start in life. Apparently, he started his acting not in his younger life. He just said, I had a late start. Everything just fell into place, and I learned just to be myself, and everything worked out. She got mugged. Well, I didn't want to swing punches at someone holding something pointing at me, Gandalf. And I was prepared. I had a $10 wallet to give away. I was organized. But, yeah, I want to tell, I'm on my next live, I'm going to tell the story about, I think I told you the story about the guy who was reading the future, like saying he said I'd be in radio before I worked in radio, and then he said I'd be on television. He said
I
I'd
don't
work.
know that story.
Oh, neat.
Well, yeah, it's a guy. If you haven't heard the story, the short version of this story is that.
Wait, leave it as a teaser. Then we have to come back.
Okay.
Jonesy.
Well, I'll do,
on the Sunday
yeah, I'll do that on the Sunday show. But he was like my friend that I was with said, could you look after my younger brother? He's a bit odd, he's a bit strange, but he likes his music. You two will get on well. Can you help him out? And yeah, long story, I was helping this guy out, and then he always used to come up with these strange things, and yeah, I can tell you stories about him and what he said to me about
the future.
About the future, yeah.
We'll remind you.
Yeah, he was definitely very odd. Like
Andy.
Andy. He's my good mate Andy from the Odd Collective band at Caracas.
Venezuela?
He's been all over the world. Andy, with his big thing for Andy, he toured the world with Disney on Ice. And that's very unusual when you sort of get to know Andy.
You know, Andy, yeah.
There you go. How the heck did you connect with Disney on Ice?
That's so funny. I have a friend that I used to work with in insurance, and she and her husband did Disney on Ice for several years.
Right.
Traveled all over the world.
Yeah, he's got some good stories about being in Russia, Andy. You needed 2 forms of ID everywhere you went. In Russia, you couldn't just have one. And, if you didn't have both, whether it was your passport and then something else, if you didn't have both, the local police would arrest you and then lock you in, not lock you, but put you in the cell and wouldn't let you out. And then they'd take a bribe to get you out because they weren't getting paid on time back when he was there. Sounds a bit of a basket case. But yeah, well, we're coming up to 2.5 hours. This has been a fun live. I've really appreciated everybody for sticking around and hearing a couple of gardening stories and then a couple of old Radio Jonesy stories. Maybe I should start a channel up called The Stories from Down Under or something.
I don't know if you need any more channels this year.
I got enough to keep me busy.
It's just a special segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the second one is I've got another story for you which really blew my mind and makes you think about everything and how everything is in the universe because I've told you, Shawnee.
Is it the one about your mom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that one.
This blew my mind and
blows my mind too.
Well, I'll tell that one as well on the weekend. I might actually make that into a video too because I'm very passionate about that sort of. Well, not passionate. I'm amazed that somebody could do that and say those things and
have the capabilities. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
But we'll talk about that on live at 5 on.
It's 5 Saturday for Central Time.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's what time is it here? About 10 a.m. or something. Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Robin, for coming in. Anything you'd like to say before we leave?
No, just thanks for letting me come on and do pop by and check out the new segment that Shawnee and I are starting up on her channel called Roots and Rambles.
Sounds good. And Shawnee?
Don't forget to grow, feed, and share this 2026. And that can look like many different ways. Sharing our seeds, sharing our time, sharing our knowledge, or sharing our extra harvests. We are going to help each other out in 2026. And if you want to hear more, come on over to Shawnee Grows and I will teach you.
And we'll save the music for Sunday morning my time, live at 5. Have a good night, have a good weekend, and stay good, well, and healthy, everybody. Until we meet again, ciao.
Bye.